I spend much more of my time kind of evaluating, okay, do I keep this one that's up 20% or do I take this new trade that's up zero, but could go 50%? So,
Yeah, and that's where I'm stuck at now. I'm in 3 trades and have been sitting in them for 8 days. And so the next step is going to be, when do I cut them for something new,
mhm.
or do I just ride with what I got? So the first one is AUXX.
Yeah. Okay.
And so,
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
like it.
you can throw your line up there. Yeah, that's exactly where mine was. And then that's my risk there. And the candle that closes through the diagonal is the day I bought.
Yeah. Enter right here. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
That looks good. Yeah. Zoom
yeah,
out a little bit. So
right
yeah, I
at
mean,
the
this is
top of it.
yeah. So gold, right? So yeah, familiar with approximately what's going on here. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty clean chart, gold related. That's still a good theme. Yeah. It's consolidating right now,
Yeah,
but that's something I've been saying in my room starting last year, or starting at the end of last year when I was really taking a lot of profits on gold. I was saying like it needs to consolidate for about the first half of next year. And so we're getting close to that, like through May. That'd
yeah.
be really, really nice. So, but yeah, the chart looks good, clear, strong pattern here, strong move up, way
So
off
my
the 200-day. So yeah,
way
it's
off.
good.
Hey guys, look, this clip is just a glimpse of the kind of research, education, and training content we do in the Construct every single day. To see the full version of this training and unlock over 100 hours of trading and investing educational content, join us inside the Construct. I'll show you exactly how I leveraged these tools and techniques and my strategy I use to retire at 35 while working a full-time 9-to-5 job, working over 60 hours. From daily live streams to proprietary research, it's all waiting there for you, including a supportive community of like-minded traders and investors just like yourself. Use the link in this video to start your free trial on Construct today.
My next target is at 187, which is
Yeah.
that high there.
Yeah, right around there. That's a good spot. That's a good
Yeah.
spot.
And so I don't have any reason like to cut it.
Percent.
I
Yep.
mean, if I can do 25% on that, that would be perfect. And then I've got one more just at the
Sure.
at that high there.
Yeah. $2. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And so this is something we were just talking about it, but so I've been going through with Claude and then the custom AI tool that I built, Jarvis, analyzing and back testing everything. I mean, like, I downloaded 10 years of data. I downloaded the entire market, so 17,000 stocks for 10 years.
Wow.
I spent like a week and a half getting it to understand my full strategy. So what it looks like when I say a high, what does a high mean? When I say a low, what does a low mean? Like, really understanding it and getting it built in. And then so for like 5 days now, I've been back testing the hell out of stuff. Again, I think I'm up to over 400,000 different combinations that have been back tested to help answer some of these questions. Are my rules really correct, or could they be a little better here or there? And then, but the big piece there, like, the strategy is mostly right. Like, it was 93% correct. But the big piece is kind of where we're at now, is like, now once you're in the trades, how do you manage them? Because that's the difference between making money and not. And I say this all the time, like, 100 traders, we could have 100 people come in here and take this exact same trade, use my exact same rules, and we'll get 100 different results. And to be honest, half the people would lose money. Even on a setup this clean, half the people would lose money taking the exact same trade. A quarter of them, they'd make a little bit, right? Like, they'd make a small amount, 10, 15%, maybe 15% or so, 15 people, they'd make, okay money. But then, like, about 10% of people would really get it figured out and really capture the full potential of the trade. And
Right.
that's the hard part. Because I honestly, trading itself, like, there's so many strategies that work. Like, yes, what I do, it works. But I mean, I can give you 20 things off the top of my head that, like, if you just copy their rules and that you could have AI execute them precisely, you'll make money. But then the management piece that comes in behind it, that's what really determines if you grow your account or if you just kind of go around in circles. So, but yeah, this
Okay.
looks good. You know,
And so my
yeah, I think that's a
stop,
good target there. Go ahead. Yeah.
my stop is now 146, which is the low of
Right about there. Yeah.
the
big candle.
13th. Yeah,
Yeah.
the low of that
Yeah.
day, because that pushed a new high.
Yeah. I'd move it to right here. I'd move it up 153.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because see, this is essentially like a small consolidation here, and then it
Yes,
broke.
sir.
So yeah, I'd move
Yep.
it up to right here.
Okay.
I'd move it up to right there.
Perfect.
And then yeah, we'll see how things go tomorrow, which would be the 20th of April. Now we're back into war again. We're doing that bullshit again. But
Right. So
so essentially the idea here is every time you get like a new move up and then a pullback and then a rip, pull back and then a rip, when you get that pullback and it jumps another level, like it moves up another level, you move your stop
Yeah.
a level. So
Okay.
move your stop another level. And I would say, yeah, here I would definitely have to be at taking a profit. Right. If you hadn't been here on the 13th, yeah, that would have probably been a good spot to take
I did.
profits here.
I
Yeah,
took
that's a good-
25%
Yeah. Okay.
and then moved
That's
my
a-
stop.
Yeah. Yeah. 20, maybe 25 is a little heavy, but I get it. Okay. At least 10. Take off at least 10.
Okay.
And the reason why is this candle here, this big rejection. When price gets back to that area, you want to have an order sitting there just in case it rejects again. So again, like 10%, okay, that's fine. And then now it's above it. It cleared it and it's holding above. You got a good close above on decent volume. So that's a
Yep.
good sign. So yeah, now it should be good, knock on wood, to start moving up. And yeah, I agree, around 190, 185 to 190. That's a good spot. I definitely want to be at least a quarter out by there.
Okay.
Then yeah, by the time you get to the top here, half out.
Yeah.
Normally I would say be 75% out.
Okay.
But one of the things that I have learned very recently, and I kind of agree with, is leaving a little more money on the table when you have a good pattern like this in a good trade. So, half out here and then have a good high stop loss. Like and your stop here is well above break even. So you're locking up
Yeah.
money. You're going to make money on this trade.
Yeah.
That's confirmed. It's just a matter of how much are you going to make. And the thing is, so this is gold. The underlying asset on gold is still very strong. You want to make sure that if this does continue and it turns into if this goes from, $1.50 to $5, you've got enough on the table that it makes it worthwhile.
Right.
So yeah, I would, somewhere between, the 185 area, take off a little bit more, maybe another 10% when it gets there. And then at the top of the pattern, half. I'd take
Okay.
off half and then look for a good level to have your stop. If there's not a good level for a stop, like if the chart just doesn't give you one, if it's just like really, like if it really takes off, you have two options. So one, I would use either a 15% trailing stop, just
Okay.
like you can program that. Like if it falls more than 15% from its peak, cut it, or use a close below the 20-day, because that's going to move quick enough to catch most of your moves. And so, even if it pulls back hard, it's not going to completely catch you. But if you use like the 10-day, that moves a little too fast. It doesn't give it enough room to have a little bit of volatility. Like a little bit of volatility is okay. It's okay if
Right.
it doesn't go vertical. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, either a 15% trailing stop once you get up here at the top of the pattern, or the 20-day if it doesn't present you one. But hopefully what you're looking for is something like this. This presents a good clean level. And then if you go back here, so let's say you got in the trade down here. Okay, so here would be a good clean level. It pulls back, gives you a consolidation and breaks. Okay, so you move your stop up to here. And then look, it breaks and it consolidates and it rips. So where does your stop go? The bottom down here. Same thing, it breaks, it consolidates. Where does your stop go? Right here. And so you just keep mechanically chasing your stop until it breaks down and makes lower lows and lower highs. And again, if it doesn't give you that, if it doesn't show you one, then you use, again, a 15% trailing stop. Worst case scenario, let's say you got stopped out right here because it moved up, gave you this consolidation, made a low, came up, and then maybe you got aggressive here and stopped out at like 162. That's fine. Look, it gave you a new setup.
Exactly.
So maybe you were a little concerned here. You were up 100%. You're like, hey, you know what? I really want to lock in my stop. it closed below the 20-day also, and then it rejected it. So you close the trade. Who cares? You made money. And then look, it gave you another entry. It gave you a setup. You re-enter the trade and go. And if
Yeah,
that's the
that's
thing, like
perfect.
if you get stopped out, but it gives you another setup, or just go back, enter the damn thing again, right?
Yeah.
That's all you got to do. You can always buy back in. If you're making money, you can always buy back in. So don't get too hung up on it. So, but yeah, this is a good one. This is a good clean one.
And then the next one is AMPX.
Oh, yeah. AMPX. Yeah.
Yep. And so
Yeah.
that one, I'm in at 1752 is my entry.
Okay.
Which
So break
was
that diagonal.
on that. Yeah, but it was the next day when it
Okay.
came back
What,
down and retested it. Yeah.
Nice. That's really nice. Yeah, that works really well. Doesn't always happen, but yeah, it gave you a retest. Good heads up there. And yeah,
it
that
closed
would be,
above. So that's
Yeah.
what it got. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that would be, so yeah, in this scenario, so this is a good one to kind of look at. If you have this pattern here, and let's say you don't have this information, you just have this.
Yeah.
You miss your entry. Where would I put my order? I'd put it just above this high here, somewhere around about 1750, because this is a potential fair value gap. So there's a big move up here. We know
Yep.
there were orders taking place down here. Maybe there's a little bit of room in here for price to come back and fill it. But if it goes too deep, that's, that you don't want to really buy down here, because that could be a sign that the momentum has died. So
Right.
buy up here, and then I would have a stop of that low on what would have been the entry candle.
And that's what
So-
I had for that day. It was,
Yeah.
I bought it on the way down, and as long as it closes back above, then I was going to
Yep.
leave it. Otherwise, I'd have cut it.
Yep, that works good. That works good.
Hey guys, look, don't trade with half the information. This video is a shortened version of a much deeper and thorough training session that we did inside the construct. If you want to get access to the full video, plus our education vault of over 100 hours of content, including daily interactive live streams, join our community. Inside, I regularly share the exact blueprint that I use to bridge the gap from working a 9-to-5 job, full-time trader. Inside, I share the exact blueprint that I use to bridge the gap from full-time career to fully retired at 35, now being able to have complete control of my time and freedom and trade anywhere I want to in the world, supporting all of this possible through trading. Click the link in the description below to start your free trial in the construct to get the full story and see if we're the right community.